Hey there, it's Ginger Bratzel from New Patient Attraction Automation, where we help you get and keep more patients. And we're here for another weekly strategy on building that rapport and keeping more patients in your office. And I want to share a case study. If you follow me for any amount of time, you know how much I love Disney. And, I appreciate it as a participant, but I also study them as a marketing model and a business model and what they're doing. And so there's so many great ideas that come out of Disney that you just got to pay attention to. And so I want to focus on loyalty and building loyalty and trust. Now, once upon a time, when you had a patient, they were your patient forever, but patient loyalty has almost completely disappeared. People become more cost conscious, insurance driven, and just because you're their dentist and you've seen them in the past does not mean you're going to be your patient in the future. So don't take that relationship for granted. And in my own practice, I had a young man. I shouldn't say young man. He was a full-grown man. He was in his 50s, and I've seen him for the first time in his 50s, and I was only the second dentist he's seen in his life. He had spent his whole life with one dentist. He is the exception. His name was Robert, and he was 6'8", and they still called him Little Bobby because that's how they knew him all his life. Well, things have changed, and so we got to make sure we're on our toes. Now, when it comes to patients, it's hard to build loyalty, and that's where people get frustrated because you're like, I can't keep doing this for all your patients. You can identify key patients, key types of patients, key procedures, key refers that you want to keep building that relationship. And you shouldn't treat all your patients exactly the same other than with respect and the quality care. But when it comes to retention tools, you can market to different people at different levels. And so I want to talk to you about loyalty. How do you find your top customers? That's up for you to define. Maybe it's somebody who's referred more than 5 patients to your office. Maybe it's someone who always pays their bill on time. It comes down to who you like seeing. That's important, and that's personalized for you. But when it comes to making it stand out, we want to have a plan in place. So I'm going to show you a case study. So, I have a lovely thing that came in the mail from Disney, but it doesn't identify as Disney. I want to hold this up. See how big this is? It's huge. And I wasn't expecting it. So that's the other good thing about it. It was unexpected. And I got it in the mail and I opened it up. And it wasn't, it's just a cardboard packing. And as simple as a card. It's basically let me get this upside down, a 10th anniversary card. So I'm a charter member of Disney D23, which is Disney's membership fan club. And charter means I was a founding member. They know in their data and they can look at it. I have given a substantial amount of money to Disney over the years. They've identified me as a key person. And so they sent me out of the blue, wasn't expecting this at all, a wonderful card to celebrate our relationship in the 10-year anniversary. So my membership says charter member on it. It's another way for them to differentiate, hey, I'm different than just another member. And it's going to keep me around longer, right? And I'm going to spend more money with them. This didn't cost Disney much to do. So it's a card. Basically, it's a card, and they sent it out. Now, there's a lot of things you can do, but, let's take the key lessons out of this. And as you're planning this with your team, it was unexpected, so nobody knew it was coming. They identified only a certain population because they probably have a million members in it. There's only a few that were in the beginning, okay? So they identified their top customers. They sent me something, wasn't expensive, but it has high value for me. Even if I throw it in the trash, I'm still talking about it right now. And it stood out. The size stood out. They probably spent more in postage than it cost them to make this and do it. So you could send a thank you card to your top customers and just thank them for doing it. And you might in there put a couple referral cards and ask them to share with other people. Disney kind of missed that on that. If they gave me a little cards in there, say, hey, we'll get some more people in our membership, I have to pass them out. But those are opportunities for you to stand out. So building customer loyalty and patient loyalty is on you, not on them. So take this challenge, run with it, use this case study, and make it happen. Now, we're here to help you get more patients and keep more patients in your practice. And so if you're interested, come over to gingerbratzel.com and we'll talk about what's going on. And we always keep up to date. We work with select clients on making that happen. We have a lot of programs and trainings on that. It's all available for you, but you got to go over there to gingerbratzel.com and find out more. Until next week, this is Ginger Bratzel signing off. Bye-bye.